Serena Williams has officially evolved away from tennis after her US Open campaign, leaving a giant gaping hole in the sport. It's just not going to be the same without her. It's no exaggeration that she's changed this game for the better, and today we're getting to know her a little better. Here are 23 facts about the younger Williams. First up, her first coach. Did you guys know that her first coaches were her parents? Racine Price and Richard Williams? After Serena was born on September 26, 1981, her family moved from Saginaw, Michigan to Compton, California. And that's where the magic began. Richard started to teach Serena and Venus the game. Now, they were initially homeschooled, but a few years later, they moved to West Palm Beach, Florida, so the sisters could attend a tennis academy. Next, Serena went years without playing on the junior circuit. Unlike most junior tennis players that hope to go pro, the younger Williams went a long time without playing on the junior circuit. Richard has repeatedly said in interviews that he always prioritized his daughter's education and wanted them to grow up as kids. More importantly, he wanted to shield the sisters for as long as possible from the racism that he knew they were going to face once they broke into the spotlight. Serena played her first circuit tournament in Quebec at 15 years old. Moving on, her first big win. You never forget your first, right? Serena got her first major win on the court when she upset 7th-ranked Mary Pierce in 2 sets and progressed to the quarterfinals of Chicago's Ameritech Cup. She was only 16 years old at the time. In her next game, she pulled off an even bigger upset when she beat Monica Seles, the world number 4 at the time. What's more, these wins pushed her into the spotlight. These 2 matches were only Serena's 11th and 12th games, and these pushed her into the limelight. Everybody knew a superstar was in town. She became the lowest-ranked player to get wins over multiple top 10 players in the same tournament in the Open era. And by the end of that year, she broke into the top 100. Next, the start of her greatest rivalry. There would be no Serena without Venus, and their on-court rivalry began at the Australian Open in 1998, where the sisters met in the second round, and Venus won the game in 2 sets. It was also the first time the younger sister played in the main draw of a Grand Slam. Now for the start of her greatest partnership. Later that year, the sisters won their first WTA event together at IGA Tennis Classic. Venus and Serena became the 3rd set of sisters to win a final. Coming up, her first Grand Slam win. Oh, and it was a special one. Serena's road to her first Grand Slam title at the 1999 US Open was full of former champions such as Kim Clijsters, Conchita Martinez, Seles, and defending champion Lindsay Davenport. In the final, she took down the world number 1 Martina Hingis in 2 sets, and it was the beginning of an era. What's more, she was already changing the game. With her first Grand Slam victory, Serena became only the 2nd black woman in history to win a singles Grand Slam tournament. Althea Gibson was the first. At the same tournament, the Williams sisters also won their first US Open doubles title. Moving on, the Indian Wells fiasco. Folks, this is hard to even talk about. In front of the home state crowd, Serena was subjected to racist taunts at Indian Wells, and she was viciously booed in the final against Clijsters. This was after rumors circulated that Venus pulled out of the tournament because she didn't want to face her sister. She had withdrawn only minutes before the game was supposed to start. Now, the initial rumor was started when Elena Dementieva accused their father of rigging games for their sisters. Serena won the final in 3 sets, but her family was targeted with even louder boos all throughout the presentation ceremony. As a result, she didn't play in the tournament again for over a decade. She revealed that going there after all those years was still very traumatizing, and she was scared of coming out and kept thinking that the crowd might start booing her again. That sounds absolutely terrible. We can't even imagine how hard it must have been for her. Up next, the first Serena Slam. The younger Williams is iconic for so many reasons, and this is one of our favorite ones. She won the 2002 French Open, 2002 Wimbledon, 2002 US Open, and the 2003 Australian Open to bring up her first Serena Slam, when she held the title at all 4 majors at once. And this was also the start of expecting just the very best from the superstar. Coming up, the Golden Slam. With their wins at the 1999 French Open, 1999 US Open, 2000 Wimbledon, and 2001 Australian Open, and their 2000 Olympics gold medal, the Williams achieved a career Golden Slam in women's doubles early into their careers. And once Serena won a singles gold medal at the 2012 London Olympic Games, she became the first and only tennis player to claim a career Golden Slam in both singles and doubles tournaments. There's just no one quite like her. Up next, this incredible statistic. Serena and Venus are unbeaten in Grand Slam doubles finals. With 14 titles, the sisters have won the Australian Open 4 times, Roland Garros 2 times, Wimbledon 6 times, and the US Open 2 times. It's unlikely we'll ever see anything like this again. Next, history outside tennis. Did you know the Williams sisters own own 0.05% of the Miami Dolphins. That's right, for around 13 years. And they were the first black women to hold an ownership stake in a franchise. Moving on, the 2015 US Open. Going into the tournament, Serena was eyeing another record, the Calendar Slam. Only 5 other players in history have achieved this feat, but an unranked Italian, Roberta Vinci, beat her in the semifinals that year. Up next, the meeting with the love of her life. The American superstar met her husband, Alexis Ohanian, while she was discussing investments. That was their first conversation. She said she was always fascinated with tech, so it's kind of poetic that she married somebody who literally founded one of the most popular platforms in the world, Reddit. Next, what's her favorite city? Serena has said that her favorite city is Rome, and that makes her meet cute with her husband even cuter, as reports have suggested that the couple met at the Hotel Cavalieri Hilton in the Italian capital. Now for Serena's greatest miracle. She won a Grand Slam while she was pregnant. So the public didn't know this at the time, but when the 23-time Grand Slam champion won the Australian Open 5 years ago, she was 8 weeks pregnant with her daughter, Olympia. And that's the greatest thing to ever happen on a tennis court. Next time somebody argues with you, remind them of this record. Who else has done this? What's more, she came back after that. Serena Williams almost died giving birth to her daughter. She had a C-section, after which she completely lost feeling in her legs, and the pain kept getting worse. The American has revealed that she thought she was going to die, but a few months later, she was back on the court. She played through postpartum depression, she played while she was breastfeeding, and she was playing on the top level. Serena Williams is the greatest of all time. Pass it on. Oh, and it's not the first time she's done it. In 2011, the megastar found out that she had blood clots in both lungs, and that's super dangerous. A lot of people die from that. Did you know that Nike designed an all-black catsuit just for her with her health in mind to keep her blood circulation going? Serena said that it was a fun suit, but also functional, and she could play without knee issues. Yeah, she's superhuman. Coming up, her and Jay-Z. Last year, the American tennis star and music legend Jay-Z teamed up to invest in Bitsky. The pair was part of a group that invested $19 million in the NFT marketplace platform. According to Forbes, the company saw a sales increase of 55%, and with Serena's partial ownership, she's going to be making some bank. Moving on, her ever-expanding business portfolio. Of course, our queen's got an elaborate business portfolio. She's got her own jewelry line through Zales, and she's got plans to expand globally with KP Singhavi Jewelry. Along with that, she's got a capital venture firm that invests in early-stage entrepreneurs. Next, is Serena a billionaire? Well, not yet, but it's widely anticipated that she will become the first female athlete billionaire. As of right now, only 6 athletes have reached these highs, and the 40-year-old is on the right track to join them. At the time of her retirement, her net worth is $260 million, and given all her investments, we have no doubt she'll be part of the billionaire club. She joined Tiger Woods and LeBron James as the only black athletes to reach this milestone. Finally, it was always meant to be. Serena once said that her whole life had always been tennis. She revealed that her dad says she picked up a racket when she was 3 years old, but she just knows it was even earlier. She mentioned that she has a picture of Venus pushing her in a stroller on a tennis court, and she couldn't have been more than 18 months old. Well, that makes sense. We can't imagine the game without her. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think is the most incredible thing about Serena Williams? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.